The Onora boys are in the building. Lucky Lefty podcast. It's been a crazy day. It's a travel day for both of us. We have to get things out of the way early, and we're starting about 30 minutes late. This is our blue and gold preview. As always, we're brought to you by Onora Whiskey. OnoraWhiskey.com. There's that premium American whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. And if you're going to drink, by all means, make sure that you do so. Got
Responsibly.
to do it responsibly. So we are both heading to the bend pretty much after we get done with today's show. And we'll have you covered tomorrow. Of course, Friday is our special show. But we have some big announcements and some big things happening this weekend. Left, I know we got a special guest probably coming on Friday,
Yep.
along
Yep.
with the food pantry, along with the South Bend YMCA.
There's a lot
Shout
going
out,
on.
shout out to Costco, our guy Trevor, everyone that's helping us put everything together. But then there's an announcement you need to make about Friday night, Left.
Yes, Friday night, 4 to 6. Come out to the Tap House in South Bend. It's gonna be. I'm gonna be appearing there for some drinks and some food, and we have photographer coming. We doing some signing stuff. The Tap House come out is right across the street from the campus. Little niche on campus or niche across from campus, but it's a great spot nonetheless. Yeah, come on out, 4 to 6 or 4 to 6 and 7, and however long I want to be there. It's gonna be a good time.
Are you giving out shots of Honora, bro?
Onora will be there. Yeah, we'll bring some Onora because they actually sell it across the street, so we can get it in the actual place. Also, shout out Jalen Smith opened up a ramen bar in
I saw
South
that.
Bend. Ramen, I ain't even didn't put the two and two together. He used to eat Domino's all the time. Now he eating ramen, so guess the league changes you.
Hey, Domino's is slept on.
It's slept on.
Domino's is slept on,
Domino's
especially
is
on the
the
college
target
busing.
of pizza places.
See, Jalen was pre NIL.
Oh man, Jalen will have a lot. Well,
Jalen's
he got
NIL, Jalen's NIL worth probably would have been
500,000.
easy,
He
easy,
would have had an Angel Reese deal.
easy. Absolutely. So don't forget that Friday, everything's going on. We'll both be out in the South Bend area for 3 days, Thursday through Sunday, and looking forward to it. Most of all, we're looking forward to the blue and gold game, but do us a favor. Subscribe, YouTube. You see the little thumb? Hit the thumbs up. Helps with our views. Leave your comments. We respond to all. We're going to talk about a couple of comments that were left from yesterday's show. Then, right now, whether it's Apple or your iPhone or your Android, go to Spotify. I know you have the Spotify app. I know you have the podcast app on Apple. Go search CFB Nation right now. Do it right now. CFB Nation. Just type it in CFB Nation. Hit that subscribe button. All of our content every time it loads is right there for you, man. We give you that audio edible each and every day. Home of the Misguided Passion. It's the Lucky Lefty podcast. You already know. We spin it different. So the draft is tomorrow, right? They host the blue and gold draft. Um, some things I'm looking forward to, Left. I'll give one of mine. You can give one of yours. I'm looking forward to seeing Kenny Mitchell play
I am too, honestly.
because
It's
I've
a,
seen the other two. I've seen the other two dudes. I've seen the other two dudes. I've seen
Getting
them.
just like the end of the game, like the third, fourth quarter, right, or something like that.
Yeah, third and fourth quarter should be Angeli versus Mitchell.
Oh, that's the battle for the third spot. I'm
That
telling
should
you.
be it. Should be Angeli versus Mitchell. It absolutely should. That means Kenny gets to throw to his freshman, his fellow freshman.
He got some dudes now. Wait, who is in Jelly's class receivers? Is that JT and Deion Cosley? Because
Say it
brother
again.
is Angeli's receiver class JT and Deion Cosley?
Mm,
Because I know Lorenzo Styles is Buckner's class.
right. But he's after
And
he,
Jelly's after Buckner.
he's after Buckner.
So then JT and Deion Cosley are his receivers? Well, not really, but
No, no. I don't know if they really got any receivers in that class.
really?
That was one of the problems with the recruiting class before.
Oh, Tobias.
Tobias.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Tobias was really the only one.
Okay,
Yeah,
damn.
Tobias was
Well,
was
it looks like all
it.
the
They
receivers.
had they had a Morian Walker, who by the way, look, remember when Amorian Walker switched from Notre Dame to Michigan, like days before National Signing Day, and everybody was like, "So what? He's a 3 star." Well, he's making plays all over the place for Michigan right now in the spring game. And
Yeah,
he's
remember we was like, yeah, how you
yeah.
like it in Michigan? He's liking it pretty good right now.
So man, it's just amazing how things work, right? Amorian Walker was supposed to be locked in, and I think if things had been different and Marcus Freeman,
Yeah, Marcus Freeman would have had him easy.
yeah, yeah.
Easy.
But once Coach Kelly left, things went crazy, and it is what it is. But it is what it is. So I'm looking forward to seeing Kenny Mitch. What about you? What are you
Yeah,
looking forward to seeing?
I'm looking forward just to seeing the ball fly down the field. I saw a lot of the highlights of Notre Dame spring practices of guys catching the ball down the field, making plays, jump balls, sideline catches. I think it'll be refreshing to see these young guys as well as just the outside part of the offense come alive in a little bit. I know they may not run everything, but just basic stuff. Seeing the ball fly down the field be good to see.
You know what I'm ready to see? And it's the LL question of the day, left. LL question of the day. Do you think Notre Dame has overplayed their hand? Because Notre Dame has promoted the offense pretty much all spring. That's all you've seen in video clips. Long touchdowns, long catches. Really haven't promoted the defense that much. I'm looking to see if they can live up to the expectations now. I'm looking to see can we see an explosive offensive show in this spring game.
Because we know we got the players.
Yeah, I want to see explosive plays. I'm looking to see if they live up to it. It's going to be interesting. So as last year, I think the offensive lines are going to be the same, if I'm not mistaken.
The offensive line will be the same now, right?
Offensive lines are going to stay the same. They're going to draft skill position players, quarterbacks, things of that nature. Um, it should be interesting. How much are you going to have Jared Parker, or as you call him, Gerard? How much are you going to have Jared Parker under your watchful eye as far as
Wait,
what
who?
he's doing?
Well, how do you say the actor's name? Gerard or Jared Butler? Is
It's
it Gerard?
Gerard Butler. It's Gerard Butler. Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
that's what I think I got it from.
I just let you roll, dude. I let you turn it. I allow you to turn him into a British actor every time you say his name.
Okay, that's what I knew. I got it from somewhere. I'm like, why did I say Gerard?
But
Oh, yeah, that's funny. But yeah, I'm gonna. Well, it seems to me he likes to stay out of sight, out of mind, and just be the voice of calling plays, which is what he should be. I mean, obviously he trusts his coaches. I'll probably be paying more attention to the quarterback coach and his interaction with Tyler Buckner and Sam and Kenny Minchie and Steve and seeing how those guys operate off of good and bad plays and how that would be refreshing to see considering when they used to go through it, they'll just come back and sit on the sideline. So how
Mm.
that impacts the quarterbacks, but also seeing, Tyler Buckner play uh, longer than than a few minutes during the season. He hadn't played in the spring game since ever, right? I think it's his first spring game. So it'd be good to see him out there, and hopefully he can stay healthy.
Yeah, I think something else we're going to take time to really, I'm going to be, my seat is normally right behind the bench area. I spend a lot of time watching the interaction on the bench because I want to see the chemistry amongst the players, right? That's what I look for. And last year, I remember telling you, like, something's just off, left. I don't know what it is. Something's just off. Like the vibe, the chemistry, I don't know. And I think when we heard certain things come out, it didn't shock us at all that, certain things were happening as far as the locker room. So Gino Gaduli is probably going to be the coach that's the most fun to watch. And the
Yeah,
reason I say that is because he's super cool. He's so, man, this dude is so surfboard, super cool. And I know he's from the Midwest, but he's just so super cool. He's in it, running the drills, throwing with his quarterbacks, very much full of energy, running laps with them after practice. Like he's going to be fun to watch. I hope they have him mic'd up at some point during the game. I know Marcus Freeman will be mic'd up, but I hope they have Coach Gaduli mic'd up at some point during the game.
yeah. I mean, Coach Kaduli, man, he's definitely a mystery considering his chill persona that he comes off with, and as being a coach now, it's hard to stay chill when your quarterbacks mess up on a play or you know do something that wasn't coached or talked about. And I want to see those live interactions because you can't fake that, and like you can in the media session. So seeing that relationship grow and build would be good to see the future for a Kitty Minchie and a Carr coming into a situation where in some case Coach G has to win Carr over. I know he was a big proponent of Tommy, but I know even though he's committed to Notre Dame and has been recruiting guys himself, that relationship between him and Coach G still has to be established in some way. So um, that's going to be a great factor. And just how Marcus Freeman himself, I would love to see year two Marcus Freeman in a more comfortable light, comfortable skin, having his guys there, and how he reacts and responds to it that is considered young but experienced in a lot of different places.
Yeah, it's going to be 51 on Saturday, 51 and clear. That's not bad. That's not bad.
And clear, it was
Yeah.
clear towards the end of the game last year. Um, I know it's gonna be cold, so I might have to get a jacket or something. But if it's anything like last year, I'm gonna get in that booth with the free chicken tenders, which were delicious. Yes,
We got
yeah.
we have to think up our spread for the fight Saturday night.
Oh my goodness, yeah. What are we doing for that? Because that's got to be a prime time seat somewhere where we can really get it in. Because I'm excited about that as well.
It's actually 77 tomorrow in the bend, bro. 63 on Friday, 51 on Saturday, but it's raining the next 2 days, but it's going to clear up on Saturday. So,
Sheesh.
yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Sounds like South Bend.
Yeah, absolutely. Get 77, but 60% chance of rain. So I'm guessing we'll be inside with the camp tomorrow.
Yeah,
Lucky Healthy Podcast.
most
So,
definitely.
um, give me your three standouts. The three guys that you think are going to shine tomorrow.
I wanted to be all young guys. I think Junior Tuilamaka, I think he'll shine.
Mm.
I think a freshman will shine in a situation like what we talked about. Maybe we see some flashes of a Tyson Ford. You know, he was talking about getting better and adjusted throughout the spring. Maybe he flashes in the game, has some good plays just because he's so big. I just remember him being so big. And then lastly, see a receiver shine. I think maybe an established receiver like JT or Deion Cosley, or maybe um, a young guy like a freshman, maybe a Jordan Grayhouse. But I also would be interested to see the story of Lorenzo Styles. Is he going to play some DB third, fourth quarter against Kenny Minchie and Steve Angeli, or is he going to play receiver? I think it would be good to test the waters of what caught so much attention after one step. But to see Lorenzo Styles out there on defense would be pretty cool too.
If he allows somebody to get off the line of scrimmage,
That's right.
yeah, Renzo's kind of rough at the line of scrimmage. Lucky Lefty podcast. I'm going to go ahead and say Jalen Sneed is going to have a big play or a big hit. I'm also going to say Rico Flores is going to have a big play.
Mm.
And then I'm going to choose Javante Jean Baptiste to show his pass rushing skills.
Mm.
He can't tackle anybody, but I'm sure you'll be able to see him get around some guys and show his ability to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, is he quick off the edge, or is he a power rusher? What type of rusher is he?
He's a mixture, left.
Is he like
He's
an
a
Isaac
mixture.
Rochelle?
No, he's a little bit quicker than Isaac Rochelle. Respect Isaac Rochelle, because Isaac Rochelle was very productive.
He was, right? He was just a solid. He's like a Riley Mills. He was more like a Riley
Yeah,
Mills.
Isaac Rochelle was very productive, man. He really was.
But you would be like, man, I want you to be so much more. Like, you know.
Yo, it's crazy because I watched 2018 Wake Forest versus Notre Dame.
Mm.
And Ian had just gotten the job. I think that was his first start. And it was this freshman that was an early enrollee that was starting for Wake Forest, and his name was Sam Hartman. Dude, it was crazy. It was crazy. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, let me check this out. First of all, that 2018 team, dude, the depth they had on the defensive line. Like you had Khalid, you had Julian, you had Dalen, you had Adi, you had Jonathan Bonner, you had what's your boy, 99? You know what I'm talking about. Oh man.
Jerry
Tillery. You had Jonathan Jones and Drew Tranquil and Tavon Coney at the linebackers, just like rotate. I'm like, yo, this defense is bananas. And they do what they did to Sam Hartman in the first half of that game. They all should have been locked up. Everybody on the defensive line took a turn hitting this dude. Everybody. I felt bad for the kid. I felt bad for him. And I'm like, yo, he's tough as nails, dog. Because he should have been. Jonathan Bonner hit him one time. Jonathan Bonner got a personal foul as hard as he hit him. He hit him dead in his chest, two hands. But he kind of came down with it and clubbed him.
Mm.
And Sam Hartman's rolling on the ground. And I'm like, they are killing this kid, man.
protection.
But Wake Forest actually used him as part of the running game.
Mm.
Like they were calling runs for him. And I'm like, yo, I guess they stopped doing that
Yeah.
as he so but early on in his career, he looked like he was a little bit more nimble. And they were open to calling plays for him in the run game that went along with the mesh concept. So it was interesting to watch that game. After that game, I'm sure he thought, like, man, I would much rather play for these dudes than play against them.
Nah, seriously. I mean, just the relief he probably feels like, man, I remember these jerseys laying on top of me. Now I get to have them blocked for me. So, man, that was a bar right there.
You've been known to do that. You've been known to do that. What's up with the let me make sure I get this. Oh man. I guess never mind. I was about to talk about exclusive global tours. You go to exclusiveglobaltours.com August 21st to August 27th. Man, lifetime experience playing golf on 3 link courses in Ireland with legends of Notre Dame football. Go to exclusiveglobaltours.com. Exclusive underscore tours on social media. Get all your information you need if you're very interested. Give them a call as well. Exclusiveglobaltours.com. All right, got that out of the way. Marcus Freeman, we can talk about this, right? Because I think there was misunderstanding of what we were saying on yesterday's show. Because some people actually thought somehow we were saying that Marcus Freeman was a bad coach, which is laughable. Then we had certain people that thought we were saying the quarterbacks weren't good, which is even more laughable. We didn't even say that Marcus Freeman needs to tell us who the starting quarterback is. That wasn't the point. I think your point is at this point, the football team needs to know who the starting quarterback is. They should know who the dude is. And so people made multiple comments. I don't know if they were taking shots at you, Left, but they made multiple comments about the situation with you and Deshaun not being the same as this situation right here, which you only used that once because you used last year's situation as an example as well. And you used Tommy and Ev as a situation in your explanation as well. I think the Tommy and Ev situation is something I guess most people will say kind of worked out. But Ev was pretty much named the starter, even though they knew Tommy would play going into 2012.
Yeah, and it's like that was my quote unquote situation in Florida at the time as well. But that's just it's just hard. It's hard because I think Ev development could have been so much more if he was able to not get yanked in like the Purdue game or yanked in, some of those situations because fast forward 2 years later, he comes into a situation where he's throwing all these picks, and usually when he was beginning to turn the ball over, they were yanking for Tommy, but they kept him in there, and end up having the most turnovers in the country. So I think that there's a it's just hard to two-way your quarterback situation when both are capable. And in Tommy and Ev's situation, they both were capable. Both turnover machines, in their own right. But they work together in some aspect to get them to the championship for sure.
Baseball vernacular, I guess. Ed was your starter and Tommy was the closer in that 2012
Right.
situation.
That's a crazy thing too.
Yo, I see some. Yo, chat, relax, relax. Whatever the conversation that led to the left started with, let's finish it right now. There's a lot to talk about with Notre Dame. Heck, Hart Foundation and Vigo, we can talk NHL playoffs, right? I see you talking about Austin Matthews being soft. Hey, I would take him on the Blackhawks. I don't care how soft he is right now. I'll tell you, you know what's crazy? I think this is the first time in NHL history. Remember, I told you how great the NHL playoffs are?
Yeah.
This is the first time in NHL history that the road team has won every game won.
Wow.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's now, I got that from ESPN stats, but that's crazy. Every road team won game one. It's truly like home home ice doesn't mean a darn thing for some reason in the NHL playoffs. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. Lucky Lefty
But it's
podcast.
crazy because every NHL stadium is rocking. Is rocking. Like you would think momentum and all that because it's rocking every single one.
Yeah. Coach Vic, come on, man. I can't allow you. No, no, no. The lottery has to in this city. I need something positive, man. Got to wait for Justin Fields in the fall. Have to wait for Notre Dame in the fall. I
Wait for
just like
Justin Fields to do what?
to play,
And do what?
to play football.
Oh, like I thought you meant like win a division or something.
Why would I say they would win the division?
Oh, that's what I thought you was excited for him to play for. Like he was going to win the division or go
No.
to
You know what I saw that is going to make you happy? Did you see where Michael Mayer is projected to go
the
in the
Packers,
latest?
right?
No,
Or the Bengals. One of them two.
no. He's projected to go to the Jaguars.
Oh, that'd be nice. Link up with my dog Trevor, man. We might have to get a little jersey. I had to throw my Ben Koyak one out.
Yeah, it's about time you improve on your Jaguar apparel, bro.
I had to
Yeah,
have the Ben
improve,
Koyak 18 for a
improve,
long time.
improve, improve on your apparel, man. Oh
Yeah,
man. So yo, it's been amazing, man. It's been amazing. Blue and gold weekend coming up. We'll be in the place to be. My birthday is Sunday,
that's right.
so I'll be getting back on the road to come back home on my birthday, and then the day after that is my anniversary.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm doing something next week left
That's so funny.
before.
You did it that way because you had to make sure that
Oh,
you
I can never forget.
because
I
your
can never
anniversary
forget.
is not about you.
No, no, I can never forget. I can never forget. I can never forget. Yo, now check this out. I'm doing something next week that I don't know how to treat it.
Okay.
I'm going to a sleep specialist and I'm staying overnight
Mm,
so they can test me,
right.
right?
You said
And
Papa John's or
come on, man. I said a sleep specialist, man. You are crazy, bro. So I'm gonna be wearing the whole mask thing.
oh yeah, for sleep apnea or something like that. You got a
Yeah,
machine for
yeah,
you.
yeah. So my wife says sometimes I have sleep apnea, so looking out for me. She wants me to get tested, and I don't know how to treat this because I went, I did the consultation, and I don't know if I should treat because they were like, "Yo, bring whatever you want, bring snacks, da, da, da." I'm like, "All right, do I come up in this piece and just kick it and fall asleep?" at the normal time, or do I come in there with nothing
That's right.
and just handle business and fall asleep and then just wake up like, all right, it's time to go home? I don't know, Left. I'm trying to figure out how to treat it.
It's a tough spot to be in.
It's really not because I'm a night owl, Left. Right?
Oh, okay.
I'm a
Well, if you're
night owl.
oh, then that's the way to go.
See, okay. Marvin says you come like you're going to the hotel. Okay, okay. Now you talking about pre GC Shaun headed to the hotel, or you talking about current day Shaun?
Oh, there's a difference.
Unfortunately, Left. Yes,
Okay.
there's a difference.
I thought it's just titles. I thought it was the titles thing.
See, Coach Vic, this is open ended, bro. Bring some entertainment. You wake up, shower, and go home. Come on, bro. Come on, man. We're gonna keep it PG. But no, seriously, though. I'm like, man, I don't know how to do this, man.
That man is crazy.
I really don't know how to do this, man. And I'm kind of struggling with how I'm going to approach it. If I approach it like I do, because I feel like in order to understand what's going on, I should operate as I do at home,
That's right.
right?
Uh,
That
since
means absolutely. That means
your habits say, right?
late night. I'm sitting up. I'm catching up on some. I love B movies. I support B movies, B list movies. Left. I don't know about you, but I stay up. I find movies, from like smaller producers and actors, and I'm like, "Man, let me see what this is all about." And I watch it and have me a nice bag of barbecue chips
Hmm.
with some ginger ale or something.
See, see, I always do I like that, bro. The barbecue chips, the ginger ale, but then I throw in an apple
Why? Wait a minute. Why are you throwing in an apple?
because you got to do the sweet salty combo, you know, and then you get the little fruit snacks when you add to it.
Man, fruit snacks are gonna tick me off after 10 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Fruit snacks are like for the day. That's like a snack during the day.
Wow. Okay. See, I do the ginger ale. That's smart. Apple, the barbecue chips. Then I might dip into the Rice Krispie lane or the Nutter Butter lane.
The
Those
Nutter Butters are one of the most underrated snacks in the world, boy.
in the world.
Now, do you get the small ones in the small pack?
I get the round ones, not the
Yes,
peanut
not the
butter.
pea ones. Okay, yes, the round ones.
Pop them
Yes,
like
right, and the little value pack bag.
that's right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The-
I know what you're talking about.
or I do the Oreo thin mints.
Hmm.
Oreo thins. You don't do the regular Oreos. They're too much. They're not right.
Now, if I'm gonna do the Oreo thins, it has to be the lemon joints.
Oreo thin lemons.
Oh, you're not up on the thin lemons?
Just the thin mint ones.
No, they got the thin. They got the regular
Yep.
Oreo thins. They
Yep.
got the thin mints, and then they got the Oreo lemon with the vanilla cream.
Mm. See, you saying something. I haven't heard of those.
See, that's why you need me in your life. I'm the counterbalance, bro. I'm the counterbalance. Lucky Lefty podcast. So I think one of the things that needs to be spoken about with this game is I don't expect. We talked about how aggressive the defense has been, right? And when the defense has been aggressive, they have had the upper hand. With that being said, I don't expect Al Golden to be ultra aggressive tomorrow. I think he
Yeah.
picks his spots, but I think they give the offense an opportunity to entertain.
I
Not
think
tomorrow, but on Saturday.
I definitely think that's possible because these spring games are so vanilla. It's more about guys getting opportunities to go out there and do what they do best, really. So for a game like this, I'm expecting to be basic inside outside, basic cover two, cover four, and just play straight up. Especially just wanting to see physicality and guys just knowing what to do.
One of the things I think should be focused or part of the focus on Saturday. Watch how much man to man Notre Dame plays because they played a ton of man to man, whether it's off coverage or man to man bump and run in the practices that we've been allowed to see. And that will go hand in hand with the pressure, right? So I'm interested in seeing, even if they don't pressure, if they still allow defensive backs to play man to man against these wide receivers.
Yeah. Yeah, the man will be a great aspect to see because you get to see a year or two of Vic Morrison, Mickey, you get to see Cam's man to man. You get to see a wide variety of why I think we're going to make such an impact is that because of the man to man, we're going to be able to put pressure on that quarterback and pay more to the run game.
It's going to be interesting. I saw Caleb Johnson, the offensive lineman, did hop into the portal for Notre Dame. Um, you would anticipate possibly after the game, maybe a few more names jump into the portal. But we cannot talk about this spring game without talking about the linebackers left.
That's
I
right.
think that the entire chat is probably waiting. I can't wait for Jaden Osbury and Drake Bourne to run on the field. I can't. I just
You say
can't.
it's athletic.
Hey man, look, I'm telling you, they're like they're like puppies on a leash when you bring them in from walking them. You know how you take your puppy on a walk around the neighborhood so they can take care of their business, and they get back into the house and they're like super excited because either they're waiting for their treat or they're just happy to be back home.
That's right.
And as soon as you take them off the leash, they just take off running around the house. That's Jaden Osbury and Drake Bourne.
Mm.
It's like as soon as they get the call, like you can just tell they just in their stands, just antsy, ready
They're
to
ready to
go.
be off the leash.
Man, just ready to be off the leash. And there's still a learning curve, but I would much rather teach you to slow down than to have to teach you to speed up.
That's right.
Like I would much rather have to say, "Whoa, relax," than have to tell you, like, "Come on, man, play fast," right? And that's something we've been hearing about the linebacker position, particularly in space, learning how to play faster and getting to the running backs and getting to the receivers in space quicker and having the athletic ability to get them on the ground. That's something that I think I look forward to seeing. I think Notre Dame fans, all of them should look forward to seeing these young linebackers play tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so. Just because you're gonna see the growth of and transition of where Notre Dame is headed from a versatility and athletic standpoint at that position to something that's more consistent to what the younger defenses are looking like that are flying around making plays. And the freshman class is a perfect example of that. When you got guys coming in 6'3", 220 something, that's the future.
Mm.
That's the future and progression of your defense, and you see it through recruiting. And it's awesome to see a guy like Marcus Freeman, especially being a linebacker himself, scout the right guys. Guys that are great players aren't always great general managers and team owners like Michael Jordan, but Marcus Freeman is seemed to find what he feels, probably what he wanted, what he was like in high school coming out that he wants at Notre Dame, and he's got guys that look damn near like it.
If you were the head coach, left, would the quarterbacks being recruited be your call, or would you leave it up to the quarterback coach and the offensive coordinator?
If I was the head coach like Marcus Freeman, or if I was the
Yeah,
head coach of
yeah.
this
Because with him being a linebacker, I wonder if who does he give leniency to Al Golden and Max Bullock, or does he look at film and say, "Uh-uh,
well, I would think that Marcus Freeman probably would allow his guys to be the lead for that. So he probably trusts the experience of a guy like Marcus Freeman. I mean, like Al Golden. To whereas I would, if I was Marcus Freeman, want a little more impact on choosing the quarterback, unlike he did with Tommy Reese. Even though I think Carr is a great pickup, I think Marcus Freeman would have been more comfortable. If it was Gerard in that situation, we probably would have gotten a Dante because Marcus Freeman would have had his hand in there like he does with a Justin Scott. So I think if I'm Marcus Freeman defensively, I would trust Al Golden um, and where that's at. But offensively, of where the team is right now, I would want more impact in choosing the quarterback. Like I think he had a huge impact in bringing Kenny, even though Kenny sought us out. Marcus Freeman did a good job green lighting.
well, I know one thing. He had a huge impact in Drake Bowen. Huge impact in getting Drake Bowen to Notre Dame. Huge. So I just, you know what was so crazy about the stuff that Drake Bowen dropped? He was top 75. I think by all was said and done, he dropped out of the top 200. And he kept dropping and he kept dropping. And he was really upset. I would talk to him and he would say, "Man, I don't know why this is happening. Like what's going on?" And I said maybe they attribute things to because his senior season, his team got off to a slow start, right? But I think they played like one of the top teams in Illinois and like the number one team in the state of Indiana at the time. That was their first two games. They're a small private school. They lost both games, right? And I remember talking to him and saying, "Look, we still got a chance to get to the state championship. So it is what it is. Like you guys are like 2A and you're playing teams in 5A to start the season. Just play ball." But I was always miffed at the questioning of his athleticism and his speed. I'm like, this dude is 6'4", 220 or 6'2", 220 playing shortstop. This dude is like Cal Ripken, bro.
Yeah,
He's like
huge.
Fernando Tatis. He's like Manny Machado at shortstop and third. And he doesn't look slow. This dude is coming in on balls, grabbing it bare hand, throwing across his body as he's running towards home plate. Just doing all types of athletic things, stealing bases. And I'm sitting up here saying to myself, like, how are people questioning his athleticism and speed? It's it's amazing. But they did, and I'm glad they did. Because now everybody connected to Notre Dame is like, oh, ho, 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 we got us one. Like, I think we got us one. Not only did they get a player, but they got a leader. You talking about somebody that's born to be a captain at Notre Dame? That's Drake Bowen. He's bunt man, born to be a captain, future captain at Notre Dame. Easy.
Yeah,
Marvin Bell said, "Can we get one double safety blitz in the spring game?" That would be funny and show us that Al Golden actually has some levity within him. If he would just say, "You know what, double blitz from 20 yards away," it would actually be funny to see.
he might.
All right, one clip before we get out of here left. We'll be back with you guys tomorrow. What time are we going tomorrow, Left? Are we going at our normal time?
Yeah, we got normal time
Okay.
because I
'Cause
get in the Midwest at 5 a.m. taking a red eye.
what time do you get to the bend?
I get to bed um, on Friday, but I'll be in Indianapolis on Thursday.
Okay. Now I got you. So we think the stars would be the quarterback and wide receivers, and Marcus Freeman said, "Yeah, watch out for these guys. This is what he thinks about them."
Development. You know what? Precision, right? It is exact details, and what happens when you are precise and you're exact in your alignments and your route running. Now there's a trust built between the quarterback and the wideouts. You know, right now you see a lot of times our quarterbacks, and we've gotten tremendously better over 11 practices. At times are waiting to see them open before they throw it instead of trusting and knowing exactly where that wideout's going to be. And so they have to continue to develop. They've developed a tremendous amount. Coach Doug has done a great job with that room. Those three freshmen are all practicing at a much higher level than when they came in. And so as you see this progression get into August, just continue to improve. And how do you improve? Not just your skill set, but the exact details of the position. And then that trust is built between the wideouts and the quarterback.
I think we get to see that. I think they put out a media clip from the scrimmage inside the stadium, and Sam Hartman scrambled for a touchdown, and it looked like, man, there was a ton of excitement from the offensive line and the rest of the players about Sam scoring that touchdown. So I'm very interested in seeing the connection between the quarterbacks and the wide receivers.
Oh, 100%. I think it's gonna be the highlight of the post game. It should be, and I think it'd be a great boost for what um, great boost, but also a great backup for what Jared Parker said he's implementing and bringing in terms of fixing the things that and highlighting the things that they didn't do last year, and that's obviously the receiver position.
Yeah, one of the things they didn't do last year was make explosive plays. You can cast all of that on the shoulders of the quarterback. Tommy Reese, I thought, called plenty of opportunities to make plays, especially early in the season. And for some reason, the quarterbacks just couldn't connect with the wide receivers. Hopefully, that has changed. We feel like the quarterback position has definitely gotten better. So you got more receivers, big time receivers that can make plays. Let's see if we get the fruition of explosive plays. Lord knows we need it,
Lord knows we need it, man.
man. And if I offended anyone, I want to make sure that my usage of the word Lord didn't offend anyone. You have to ask those questions, love, because sometimes people say some things in comments after the shows and kind of throw you for a loop. Left, when you shake hands with your fellow dating brother, what's the one thing? What's the one thing you're gonna say? You're
You
gonna say
should have had
tell
me at the GM.
you're gonna say tell me the truth about Andy Ludwig.
I already know the truth. I don't want to ask him because I want him to know I know without even knowing. To let him know I'm in his mind. But I think a lot of it is I'm just good to see him, man. Just glad to see him in year two. Probably a lot happier than in feeling like, dang, I hope this works out. I think he knows it's going to work out instead of feeling like it's going to work out.
Yeah, Yeah, you get that sense, right? You get that sense that he feels like he has a really good team. He knows he has a really good team, and yeah, I think he's very much comfortable in his skin this year. I've been saying that for a couple of weeks. He has the look of a coach that is very much comfortable in his skin and feels like, yo, this is my program. This is my program. And I didn't know if I would get that feeling from him coming off of some of the off season trials and tribulations that we experienced along with him as Notre Dame fans. I didn't know if we would get that feeling. But yeah, being around him, I got that feeling. No, Jadarian Price is not playing in the blue and gold game.
Don't rush greatness.
Yeah, my Marcus Freeman was pretty upfront about how they're going to allow him to open things up once he gets to fall camp. So, and it's no need. It's no need. Jabron Payne could bust one tomorrow too. Watch him in special teams. Watch him out of the backfield in the passing game and in the run game. He has, man, I'm telling you, this kid has backside vision and just great feet that get him to cut back on plays where you feel like, man, how did he even see that? And how did he even get there? That's that's going to be the thing. I'm gonna have to sneak in with Left as a +1 to some of the alumni events
Now come on in, man.
around the stadium, a couple of the tents. Give me
They
a
had some
couple of
good food last year out there.
give me a couple of plates, if you will.
That's right.
Isn't it funny? Everything comes back. The whole experience comes back to food for Left. It's like, yeah, they had some good food last year. Like,
They did. They had a little mission out there. They had some little caterers and people out there cooking at the tailgate. I remember that because we had did a little Onora tailgate and people had brought food. It was a good time.
oh, that's interesting. I like it. I like it. So, man, that's our little preview. Once again, we'll be with you Friday, 2 hour show. I'm pretty sure we're going to have special guests during those 2 hours to sum up the spring, talk about what we're looking forward to, and we'll talk about the teams, right? Because the draft is tomorrow. And then we'll give you a short show tomorrow to talk about the draft. And we might even have a special guest on tomorrow. You know, while we're in town, we might run into a lot of people.
Because you never know where this can go.
You never know where this can go. So, somebody said, thank you for the ride back to the ship or to the whip. You gave somebody a ride back to the whip,
Oh yeah,
right?
at the end of the last one. Yeah. It's crazy.
Lucky Lefty podcast. All right, Left. You already know what time it is, man.
Petticoat, petticoat, petticoat junction.
It's time to get petty
Oh, we did a good job executing.
Are you upset with something?
and fire up the Petticoat Junction train.
I just don't like you.
You don't?
No.
What is today's petty history? Petty Junction.
Yep, Petty Junction. Petty story today brought to you by Onora Whiskey at NoraWhiskey.com and Premium American Whiskey at NoraWhiskey.com. Heart Foundation says, shout out to you. Then he said, I left him hanging last year. He said he kicked it hard with you, though, bro. I'm trying to think. We pretty much were together Friday. But then Saturday during the actual game,
We was all over the place.
yeah, we both were all over the place, right? Because I had to go back and do a post game show from the hotel, and you were hanging out. Like I said, the alumni stuff and doing everything, and you had your family with you, and you were showing your boys around, and it was it was a lot. It was a lot, but it was cool. NBA, Joe Dumars. Hey man, really man, suspension? Look, man, let the players decide the game.
For real. They doing
Uh,
too.
yeah, they did a little bit too much, you know.
Wasn't a fan of the moves.
And see, this is the thing to me. As a basketball player, if I'm trying to run and you grab my legs, that's dirty to me.
Yeah, like
I don't know about anybody else. If I'm trying to run, that's like if you are trying to run in the football field and somebody slaps the back of your foot from behind as you're trying to
yeah.
get up.
But
Man,
Draymond,
look,
this is them trying to force their hand to get Draymond out off the Warriors.
look, that was going to happen anyway if Draymond, according to reports, is looking for over 100 million from his next contract. He wasn't
That's
going back. He wasn't going back to Golden State regardless.
that's right. That's right.
But it's
But
man, you know what though? I will say for the first time, if you take a look, he comes back to the bench and he's talking to the fans, and that cat Clay had this look of disgust on his face, like, dude, just sit down, man. And then
I know, yeah,
they pan to the right, and that
yeah,
cat Steph was just shaking his head,
yeah.
and
I was just like, you good? You all right, bro? Like,
I'm like, okay, they might officially be tired of it.
yeah,
They might officially be tired of it. But you know the irony of it all? Guess who was the main one egging him on?
Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole was the main one egging him on to talk trash to the fans. I'm like, y'all cool now? All is forgiven?
Suckers, man.
It's the NBA. It's the NBA, man. Look,
League of
let that man play. Let him play. There's no excuse for what he did. He needs to accept accountability for what he did. But that cat's a bonus is dirty too. Don't grab me around my ankle when I'm trying to run. You putting hundreds of millions of dollars in jeopardy
That's right.
doing stuff like that. Don't do that crap. Don't do that crap. Come on, man. And stop using excuses to blame Sabonis too. I don't care if he is pushing you in your back. That's basketball. That's just physical basketball, bro.
That's just
That's where I
basketball.
see that. Man, everybody's pushing everybody in their back. Or they should be, or they're not trying.
Or they not trying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I know without question, Draymond did the A-Town stump on my man chest. My man, he did the A-Town stump. But, you cannot just talk about the outcome and ignore the factors that led to it. That's just my opinion.
That's right. That's fair.
So, you got anybody on the petty train?
Now the NBA was definitely mine. I think that what they did against Draymond was just they ruining the product, man. Stop ruining the product.
Man, look. It's early, but I swear I want to put the White Sox on the petty train left.
Oh man, it's too early. It's too early, Shaun.
Left.
They're not cutting it,
Like you said, it's too early, but they are, man. They got me right here already. And it's April. The season just started and I'm here.
Started.
Like I'm fed up. Like I'm fed up.
It's no
Man,
bueno. No bueno out there.
man, they are truly testing every part of my GC.
It's just bad management. That's what it is. That's all it is.
Did you see by chance our buddy Sean Crawford retweeted, I guess, a passenger of Southwest Airlines that had to be taken off because he was upset about a baby on the plane that was screaming for like 40 minutes. So he started screaming.
That's how you do it, though.
Bro, the video, you have to go see it. You guys have to go see it. Sean Crawford on his Twitter page. He retweeted it. Bro, the man did the most, man. He did the most. Trust me, I've been on planes with infants when my daughter and my nephew were infants. And when their ears were popping, there's nothing you can do. You feel bad as the parents. All you can do is try to soothe them,
Mm.
get them to calm down, maybe fall asleep. But I mean, that's the chance you take when you get on a plane with an infant. That's the chance you take, left. And boy, oh boy.
I'm not ready for it today, so hopefully that's not me, man. Hopefully somebody don't make a video about me.
Man, look. Brian Dembo, why are you cursing at me? Don't curse at me like that. You see what he said, left? He said, SD, are you going to Wrigley Field for the Notre Dame Northwestern game?
Yeah, that's cursing right there. Oh, that's what I was going to be petty. That's who's on my petty train. Shout out to Northwestern. We seem to love all your players. We might recruit the same guys. We just picked up a point guard from Northwestern, another classic. I thought it was only exclusive to football, but clearly not. So Northwestern are our partners, our farm
Yeah.
system,
Yeah.
our G League. When we need athletes to get better, we send them there first, and then when they become products, they send them up to Notre Dame. So it seems to work on football and basketball. So
Yo,
shout out to
hey, let
Northwestern.
me tell you something, left. That cat Julian Roper out of Detroit. Julian Roper can hoop.
Yeah,
Julian Roper can hoop. Now you know Northwestern had an incredible season this year.
they
Julian
did.
Roper was the sixth man
Mm,
before he injured his ankle
okay.
at the beginning of the Big Ten schedule. So they're getting a really good guard, bro. A really good guard. He has a nice little fake to the right, Dirk like one hand fade from the
Mm,
paint. He has a nice little mid range game. He defends, gets out in the passing lanes. He's
mm.
really, he's a really good player. Shrewsbury got one.
I'm with that.
Yeah. Somebody said Shaun doesn't mess with the North Pole like that. No, I don't do the North Side in Chicago.
No, not your spot.
No, I don't go past Madison Avenue. That's where the Bulls and the Blackhawks play. That's as far north as I go. I don't go any further. Great show today. Left remind people once again. I think I saw someone connected to the event.
Yeah,
in the
Tap
chat.
House. Shout out to the Tap House, 46 and beyond.
Oh, here he is. Shout out to Barney Canada.
Yep. Shout out Barney, 47 and beyond. Tap House, I'll be there. Food, drinks, and nothing but fun.
Absolutely. So this is a little quick preview for you guys. It's a travel day for us both. We'll see you guys tomorrow, normal time. And then we'll have a 2-hour show, normal time on Friday with special guests. Don't miss it. And of course, the post game show on Saturday, which heck, we just might go live from under the tent or do something crazy like that. For Left, I'm Shaun Davis, man. Have a great Wednesday night. Last episode of Snowfall tonight. Enjoy it, my friends. The saga is coming to an end.
It's been dramatic enough. It needs to.
Last week took a lot of people out, bro.
It took a lot of people out
It took a
last.
lot of people out, man. Have a great rest of your Wednesday night. But most of all, make sure that you spend it different.